a musical economy.
Correct.
You are founder of a website, Born a Musician. Is that correct?
That's correct.
BornAmusician.com. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been in the recording business for several years and been a songwriter, producer. I own a recording studio in Tampa. And several years back, we came up with this idea to create this digital business to help artists to make money because, as you know, or I don't know if you've been aware of it, but the music scene is not doing very well right now as far as artists making money for shows and selling records. So basically,
I wasn't aware of that. What is the reason for that?
Well, because a lot of people are giving away their music for free, and they're being pitched that they have to be able to get exposure for their music. They have to do a lot of performances for free, and it's kind of gotten to the point where it's making it very difficult for artists to make a living to do this type of thing. And we're going through a big transition right now. Ever since since around 95, 96, when the internet came into play, it opened the doors to expose the music with file sharing. But I think that, in my opinion, file sharing has a purpose, but I think it's not being used correctly. And for the fact is, if you want to sell a song, let's say, you only want to give them like 30 seconds or 40 seconds of the song. By giving them the entire song, that kind of defeats the purpose. People don't really need to buy it. They can just go to your website and listen to it.
Well, it would be silly to do that. You're giving your product away.
Right, exactly. And
it's intellectual material.
Right, exactly.
Intellectual material is a very, very bad idea.
Right, right. And it's kind of like I always tell the artists that it's kind of like look at the movie scene. They do trailers. They're 2 minutes long. They don't put the whole movie up to get the point across, and that's how they get people to go to the movie theaters or to buy the DVDs or to rent them online.
Now, John, if you go back 150 years, and I don't mean to sound funny here, but there was a reason for the licensing organizations, ASCAP and BMI and et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be that some guy in Philadelphia wrote a song and was performing it in a tavern somewhere. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody heard the song, went over to Pittsburgh. It took them 5 days to get to Pittsburgh because they were riding a horse or a mule. It's 1846. But he goes over to a tavern in Pittsburgh. He starts singing the other guy's songs. He's making all the money. The guy that wrote the songs gets nothing.
Right. That's.
So in effect, the guy that was singing he's B. A is over in Philadelphia. He's the writer. B is using A's material to earn a living for B, but A's not benefiting from the fact that he wrote the material.
Right.
So if you use that as a beginning, and then you go through all that's transpired over all the years, including this incredible growth in the music business
Mm-hmm.
that some people attribute to the arrival of Elvis and the 45 RPM record, but it has grown to this giant proportions, and nobody was giving it away, and they shouldn't.
No,
now because of the internet.
Well, I think what it is that.
John, a question: is it difficult to protect your intellectual material today, or not? Is it hard to protect that?
In a way, it is, because right now, I don't know if the people are aware of this, so that's why I like to share this information. There hasn't been the amendments for the copyright laws haven't been passed for the internet. So in actuality, you really have no protection when you put your music online. All you can do is do a slap on the hand.
Why should it be that the copyright laws don't apply to the internet? I think that's foolish.
It is foolish, but we have the lobbyists that are controlling that type of situation. But it's changing now. I mean, last year Congress passed the SOPA Act, and then the Senate, and then it was going to Congress. And it got stopped right there. I mean, I don't know if you remember that, but Google shut down the internet for a day because they didn't want some of these laws to be passed. Some of them had to do with music. Some of them had not to do with music. But the important thing is if that law does get passed, then it means that they have to pay more royalties for the artists, and that's what they're trying to avoid. But I have some good news, though. We are one of 3 distributors in the world that have YouTube distribution. And one thing that YouTube did, which I think is great, it finally came together, and I think this is the beginning of the change to positive things, is that YouTube has incorporated a fingerprint system. So when you upload music, regardless if it's yours or not, it identifies it, even if it's in an acoustic guitar form or the entirety of how it was recorded. It recognizes the medley. And it says, this song doesn't belong to you, this belongs to so-and-so, and you have to accept.
You're breaking up, John.
Okay, sorry. So anyway, what they did is they created a fingerprint system where it identifies the music, and it identifies it to the point where it can tell.
You're still breaking up.
I'm still breaking up. Okay.
It's crackly, crackly. Are you riding in a car?
No, no, no. I'm in the studio right now.
You're good now.
Okay, okay. Well, let me just hold it right here. Okay, going. I don't know how far what you had heard, but as far as YouTube, they created a fingerprint system that when an artist comes to my website and chooses to use our subscription service to sell their music on iTunes and our 150 digital stores, YouTube immediately recognizes the music when it gets uploaded to a music video or it's part of background music. So this way, it doesn't matter if somebody uploaded it without your permission, the artist gets paid for the commercials that are attached to it. That's what they call monetizing. Now, in the past, they created this, they monetized their accounts, but nobody would get any money unless they hit a certain amount of views.
John, you're still breaking up. Let's go to a break and see if we can give you a couple minutes to relocate, or we'll correct that, and you'll talk to Daryl, okay?
Okay, no problem. All right.
Live radio is lots of fun. We'll be back on the Paul Rodgers program.